Okay, let's dive into this explainer. Picture this. It's a freezing winter night. You're at an old downtown hotel. A completely exhausted traveler checks in, walks into his room, locks the door, and just ceases to exist. Poof, gone. Welcome to the vanishing at room 914. Seriously, this is one of the most baffling, downright unsettling mysteries we are ever going to cover. Today, we're breaking down the timeline, the physical evidence, and the bizarre anomalies of a case that honestly feels like a glitch in reality.
So, the whole crux of this case comes down to one seemingly impossible question. How on earth do you vanish from a locked room? And look, we're not talking about a cracked window or some faulty old latch. No, this was a completely sealed, locked from the inside environment. It's the ultimate paradox of Daniel Harper's disappearance. It literally defies physics, and it just breaks basic logic. To really wrap our heads around how impossible this scene was, we got to look at exactly what authorities found left behind.
And this perfectly captures just how weird things get. Left behind in that empty room were his wallet, his cell phone, and his hotel key. All of it completely untouched. I mean, think about it for a second. If you're running away or even just popping out into the hallway for some ice, are you going to leave your absolute essentials sitting there? No way! It highly suggests something completely sudden and totally unexpected happened. But to figure out how we got to this eerie discovery, we need to rewind the clock a bit.
All right, Part 1, Arrival at Room 914. Now, the hotel itself was this classic old downtown building. The kind of place that's super peaceful by day, but kind of unsettling once the sun goes down. And it's against this moody backdrop that Daniel Harper walks through the front doors. Almost immediately, staff notice a few subtle red flags. For one, Daniel looked totally exhausted, barely spoke a word to anyone. Plus, he was traveling weirdly light, just carrying a single, small black bag. But the detail that really stuck out, he specifically requested a room as far away from other guests as possible. The staff humored him, giving him room 914, all the way up on the top floor. CCTV caught him calmly walking to his room alone. Everything looked entirely normal. Well, at least for now. Moving right along to Part 2, the midnight disturbances. So once Daniel is inside his room, that quiet top-floor atmosphere just shatters. This timeline tracks his last known movements, and this is where it goes from a standard missing persons case to something genuinely terrifying. At exactly 9:17 p.m., cameras catch Daniel getting into the elevator. That is the absolute last confirmed time anyone saw him. A few hours pass, and right around midnight, things get weird. Disturbances start echoing through the halls, and then, at exactly 2:43 a.m., the camera system experiences a highly suspicious blackout. Each of these timestamps is a piece of a puzzle that just doesn't want to fit together. Now, what's really fascinating here is the specific, aggressive nature of those midnight noises. We aren't talking about muffled footsteps or a TV left on too loud, you know? Guests staying near 914 reported hearing heavy furniture being aggressively dragged across the floor. Another person described this loud, echoing, metallic scraping sound just ringing down the hallway. It was so intense that hotel security was called up to the floor multiple times. But here's the kicker. Every single time the guards got up there to check it out, the hallway was dead silent, completely empty. No one going in, no one going out.
And then, at 2:43 a.m., the hallway security camera mysteriously shuts down. But it doesn't stay off all night. It turns off for exactly 47 seconds. 47 seconds of total pitch-black darkness. When the footage finally flicks back on, nothing looks different. The hallway is still perfectly empty. But you really have to wonder, what, if anything, slipped through the shadows during that brief 47-second window?
Which brings us to Part 3, an impossible disappearance. Morning finally rolls around. Checkout time comes and goes, and Daniel Harper hasn't come down to the lobby. The front desk calls up there several times, no answer. So security uses their master keys to breach room 914, and what they find inside is just frozen in time. The TV is still running, casting this eerie glow across the empty space. Over by the window, there's a cup of coffee sitting completely untouched. Beside the bed, his suitcase is fully packed, ready to go. And crucially, like we mentioned earlier, the door they just opened was still firmly locked from the inside. His belongings were there, his routine was there, but the man himself was completely gone.
So the entire crux of the problem is the escape paradox. Look at it this way. On one hand, the physical state of the room is totally sealed, windows shut tight, doors securely locked from the inside. But on the other hand, the exits show absolutely zero signs of forced entry. No alarms tripped on any emergency doors anywhere in the hotel that night. A person can't just evaporate into thin air, right? Yet,
Every single piece of physical evidence suggests that's exactly what happened.
Let's dig into Part 4, the investigation and theories.
Obviously, a paradox like this triggered a massive response. The police showed up and basically turned that hotel upside down looking for answers. But if we separate the confirmed facts from the lore, we see a really stark divide. On the official side, police thoroughly searched for hidden passages or maintenance tunnels. They found absolutely nothing. They dusted room 914, found 0 foreign fingerprints, and the trail went completely dead. Now, over on the internet side of things, theories just exploded. You had armchair detectives speculating about dark, undiscovered tunnels, the hotel's terrifying history of older disappearances, and of course, paranormal activity. Now, in this explainer, we're not here to take a side or tell you what to believe. We're just laying out the facts. But I'll tell you this, there was one piece of footage that gave absolutely everyone chills, regardless of what they believed.
Remember that 9:17 p.m. elevator footage we talked about earlier? Well, internet sleuths started analyzing every single frame of it, and they noticed something deeply, deeply unsettling. Just before he steps into the elevator, Daniel pauses. He turns his head and stares directly into the security camera lens for exactly 1 second. People have endlessly debated this tiny, brief moment. Was he frightened? Or did he look like a man who already knew exactly what terrible thing was about to happen? And then there's the rumor, the unverified whisper that leaked out from the initial police search. According to the lore, as investigators were processing the bathroom, the steam from the running hot water slowly covered the mirror, and as that condensation built up, faint words supposedly appeared on the glass. The message read, "Don't look down." Now, officials have never actually confirmed if this message was real, but honestly, once that detail hit the internet, it spread like wildfire and became a permanent, terrifying piece of the room's mythology.
Which finally brings us to Part 5, the enduring legend.
So months turned into years. The police investigation officially went cold because there was just a total lack of evidence. But the legend survives because, strangely enough, the anomalies haven't actually stopped. To this day, there have been 0 confirmed sightings of Daniel Harper anywhere in the world. He literally vanished off the face of the earth, but what's truly spine-tingling is that modern guests staying near room 914 still occasionally report hearing those exact same midnight noises. The heavy furniture moving, the metal scraping across the floor. Some even claim that if you run the hot water long enough in that bathroom, those mysterious words, "Don't look down," briefly return to the mirror.
So, we are left with the ultimate question here. What really happened to Daniel Harper? Was this just an impossibly brilliant, carefully planned escape? Did he stumble upon some dark, hidden secret within the walls of that old hotel? Or are we looking at something else entirely, an explanation that nobody has even thought of yet? We've laid out the structured facts for you today, so put on your detective hat. What do you see that everyone else missed? Definitely something to think about the next time you lock a hotel door from the inside. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep questioning everything, and I will catch you next time.